long as you quieten down by yourselves, then that means that you're in your mind that you're more interested in listening to what I have to say than what you have to say or what the person next to you has to say. So that's why I don't often, when I'm in do a talk, I don't often ask people to be quiet. Even right at the beginning, I wouldn't ask you to be quiet, because I think that I'm looking at really why are people coming today? Why have people come to this camp? Have they come to this camp to socialise, to listen to their friends and just do galata? Or have they actually come to learn something? Because you know yourselves in school, when the teacher's standing up in front of the class, just like how I'm standing up, and then most people usually who want to learn, they won't be talking. They'll be listening, or they'll be quiet and they'll be waiting to see what the teacher has to say. So what I'm going to be talking to you about is food for thought. This might be a bit. Won't be a very, hopefully it will be, but I don't think it'll be a very flashy presentation, because I didn't have much time to do it. I was doing it this morning. So what I want to do to begin with, actually, just go to this one. Oh, can you get that off? Just go back one. Right, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to sit with your back straight. It's not, you're not, unfortunately not in the line. Sit your hands together. We're just going to do a bit of Vaigu Simran, and then I want to just ask you a few questions after. So, you keep your eyes closed as well. Everybody have your eyes closed as well. I'll give you your best chance. I'll give you the best chance for concentration now. Hands together. If you just say Vaheguru together, okay? Vaheguru, 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 I just want to ask you a few questions. Before I say that, I just wanted to say that, you know, what the action that you just did doing Simran, I can't explain in words that how great the action is in this life. Guruji says, Har kirat sadh sangat hai, sir kan man ke karna. Singing Vaheguru's praises in the Sangat, like we just do now, that's the highest action you can do in this life. That's the highest action you can do. Now I just come back from Dubai, and I was quite shocked at how much money people have there. There's skyscrapers, massive buildings, and there's big projects there. People, the family that owns Dubai, they're trillion, quadrillionaires, and they got huge amounts of money. They own huge amounts of companies and everything. We haven't. private cars. They have the clothes that they wear. They only wear it once. They never wear that same clothes again. They wear it once for one occasion and then they never wear it again. Okay? These people have so much money, but Guruji says that you can have mountains and mountains of wealth, but they don't count for nothing. They don't count for nothing when you die. Yeah, they have some worth here because you can buy things for them. You can get people's respect and stuff like that. But when you leave with nothing. Just like them people, and they're born naked, and they leave with nothing is gone. What I want to ask you is, when you was doing similar there, can somebody put their hands up? Be honest. Somebody tell me who was thinking about something not to do with Sikhi? Who was thinking about something to do not to do with Simran? That was Simran was quite good actually, because sometimes I hear really like all over the place. You see, you guys, I'm sure that you lot were quite focused. But how many of you were thinking of other things? Anybody want to put your hand up? Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking camera.
You're thinking about camera?
Halfway through, yeah.
Oh, she was thinking about the camera. Okay, okay. This is honest. Anyone else thinking about something else? Candy?
Mine just wandered somewhere, but quite similar thing.
Do you know where
My son's not there, so I think somewhere, someone went there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's cute to go and get it.
okay. Yeah, Andy. Family. Yeah. Your mind just went. I speak to this older good Sikh. He says that, you know, our mind, he goes that our body's here. Our body, if we want to go to like India, we need to get a ticket. Our mind, to go there in a second. We're one second we're in Harabandar Sahib, in our mind. And then no visa, no ticket, nothing. Haji, we should say something about, yeah. You should say something. Yeah. I thought you had your hand up, sorry. Anyone else? Did you start thinking about saying Haji? A couple of years ago. A couple of years ago. See, it's funny here. Benji's thinking about something it's a conversation they had a couple of years ago. So, like, where's our mind taking us? It's taking us that far back. When I'm doing simple, sometimes I think about something that I used to do when I was a kid. Okay, so why do you think that, actually no, if you go back forward one again. So when I've done this, no, forward. Okay, when I've done this before, when I've done this with the kids before, oh my God, it's ruined my presentation now. Why? It's not that. It's up, down. Okay. Cut that bit off the camera. Mess up my presentation. Done. Okay. So forget all the other stuff you saw. What are we thinking? Oh, she's winding it. Should we just wait and then you wind it a bit? Okay. So what are we thinking about? Oh, I've done this, tried this with other people before. Now, let me just tell you things. You might think that, oh, I didn't think about anything like that. I guarantee you, when you start doing simran for longer, half an hour, 45 minutes, hour, 2 hours, these things are going to start to come in your mind. Okay, these kind of things. Now, I was talking to kids before, and they started thinking about, one kid I was saying that, I was thinking about holding up the WWE belt like that. And he goes, because I got this little wrestling ring at home, and I play with the figures and stuff, and he's holding up the belt. I go, okay, uncle, don't worry about that. No, it was uncle. Okay, some other kid, he was saying that I was thinking about TV, and lots of kids were saying that I was thinking about my PSP, I was thinking about playing it, or PS, some other ones I didn't know.
PS3.
PS3, PSP, some other ones I haven't even heard of. Someone was thinking about football, Manchester United. Someone was thinking about their phone, or they was waiting for a call or something. Someone was thinking about their exam results, Facebook, family advice. Someone was thinking about family. Some people was thinking about food because they were hungry. Some people thinking about internet. Okay, or things that they've done on the internet or something like that. Now, these are things that they're thinking about when they're doing simran. Okay, and ultimately, like I said, the more simran that you do, the longer you go on for, the more your mind will start going in. When you first do it, then usually you can get a bit of concentration, especially if you do it in Sunday. You do it by yourself, your mind will wander towards these things. Now, one kid even said, I was thinking about Jesus. I thought, okay, what's going on there? And another kid said other religions. So, can anyone tell me, why do you think that people's minds start wandering towards these things? Yeah.
Maybe they missed them.
Okay, they missed them, okay. Why do you think they missed them?
Because they haven't seen them like a week now.
Okay. What do you miss? What do you miss about something? Well, why do you miss something? but why do you miss something? Someone said it there. Because you're attached to it. Okay. Now, I'll give you an example. I was sharing this to our other group. I rang this singer. I rang his house. He's quite a young singer. He's about 18, I think. And I rang his house up and I asked to speak to his mum. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. Yeah? 5 o'clock in the evening. I rang his house up. And I said to his mum, picked up the phone. I go, oh, auntie, can I speak to him? And she said, oh, he's asleep. And it's 5 o'clock in the evening. And I said, oh, he's still asleep. Oh, he's asleep. I go, how come he's asleep? She goes, oh, he was up playing computer games all night and he went to sleep at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Because he's only been asleep 5 hours. And you know what, when I've said this story at other camps, I'll see other people say, laughing and say, oh yeah, I'll do that loads of times. I'm thinking that. And this guy, he says to me, I say, how's your sikhi? He says, oh, I can't concentrate on Simran. I can't, like, you know, I can't do bar. I don't really have time and that. I think, oh my God, he's doing all that. You know, if he's dedicating that much time to the part and that. So, if you go forward one more. Yeah, Andy. So, I was looking at a bit of, I thought I liked a bit of science into these things as well. You know, our sensory organs, I'm sure you've done all sensory organs at school. The way they work is that our sensory organs are stimulated by something. For example, something that I see, this is why I was telling you, when you're doing Simran, you should keep your eyes closed. Okay? Why should you keep your eyes closed when you're doing Simran? Yeah?
So you can concentrate.
Okay, you concentrate. Okay, good. Anything else?
When you catch something that you can really like start wondering.
Very good. Okay, so put your hands up. Just what we just said, very good answer. You see something, and then your mind, that you see that stimulus, it sends messages to your brain, and that becomes into your brain, and you start thinking about things. Okay? If your eyes are closed, then your eyes are no longer can be stimulated by anything. Okay? When we're doing Simran, why do I tell you to put your hands together and not like anywhere else, just like together like this? Well, why should we do that? Yeah.
Then you won't start fidgeting.
Okay. Well, okay. When you're fidgeting, your hands are moving about like this. What's going to happen then? Yeah, go back then. Yeah, you can lose your concentration. Why could you lose your concentration? Yeah. Okay, yeah. It might lead you to touching something. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I got a cut there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels a bit soft. Oh, yeah. That feels a bit. Oh, that feels like a cake there. Well, it might not go that extreme, but okay. Yeah. So you start and that touching things, that touching or the moving around of the hands, even though scientifically proven, if you're moving around, you can't. Your hands are moving around. You can't concentrate. That's why people keep their hands together. Okay. So that's the touching thing. Okay. Now, if I'm doing Simran and someone walks in, because some people weren't walking in and they were sitting down, the chairs are moving about, that kind of thing, and some of our focuses might have gone there as well. That might lead us to start thinking about other things. Benji started thinking about the camera, and Bryson started thinking about his son that was that was outside. Okay, now what's happening is that there's certain things that are leading to us being stimulated through these sensory organs. And like, for example, I'll give you an example. We're sitting here, now someone, the langar might be cooking, you know, sometimes you sit in the godwa and then big smell comes here. Oh, big. Okay. Oh, you might be sitting in the godwa or somewhere, and then you might start saying, oh, chips are frying, oh yeah, chips. You might have thinking about that. And then suddenly your mind goes off. And you might start thinking about chips. Okay? So all these things will lead to our mind wandering. I need to go back now. Okay. Now this is a shab from Gurbani. Can you go back one as well? What? No, not what. Oh, that's it. Okay. Can anybody tell me what Maya is? Anyone else? Because you answered the last one. Things we like. Okay. Maya. Material. Okay. Magapan material, is that Maya?
The 5 thieves.
The 5 thieves? Who's that? Gam, Krodh, Lobo, God. Okay. So what generally is, what's the definition of Maya?
Money?
Some people do say money, yeah. Haji.
Anything that distracts you from Waheguru.
Oh, very good. Anything that distracts you from Waheguru. But I just want to focus on this, because this shabd is from another side. I don't sometimes use a Gurbani font because sometimes because I don't usually bring my own laptop, and then it comes up with some weird font. I think it's all like that. and then people just get confused. Okay, what happens is Guru gives the concept of when a child's born. Now, when that child's born, Gurbani says that when that child is, before that child's born, when it's still in the mother's womb, it's doing similar. Okay, it's remembering God. Yeah. Gurbani says when that child is born, then suddenly that child sees the world, and that child and the family thinks, oh, it's my kid, and they all have a party or whatever they have and everything. And that love for God that they had, that starts to suddenly wear off, and the child start to become attached to different things, like they become attached to the milk, the drinking milk, they start attached to different colours and different things, and seeing the same people, these kind of things. And Guruji says, this is Maya, by which the Lord is forgotten, and emotional attachment and love of duality well up. Okay, let me just explain to that line. Basically, what that line is saying, that all Maya, that when we forget God, more opposite, that our attachment to worldly things, that increases. Now, can anyone give me what attachment to worldly things? Can you give me an example of what attachment to a worldly thing might be? Yeah.
Like a new car.
New car, okay. Worldly things, a new car, yeah.
Say like just addicted to PS.
Okay, addicted to a computer, yeah. Your friends, okay. Anything else? Yeah. Phone, okay, that's a key one. People on the phone with that like all the time, that kind. That's not very good. So keep your hands down now. So when that's Maya, when you forget God and you become emotionally attached to worldly things, and your love for these other worldly things that increases. Okay, your love for doing these things. How can you tell if someone loves playing computer more than Simran? Anyone put your hand up? Yeah.
He does it a lot more.
They do it more. Very good. Anything else? Any other reason? So they do it a lot more, yeah? Huh? Think about it. Okay, they might think about it a lot more, yeah?
They might be more keen on doing it.
Excellent. Very good. They might put a lot more emotion into it. They might think, you know, some people, they put a lot of emotion into it as well. So they get all their friends around. Oh, let's get all my friends around. Let's play computer. Or rather than get all your friends around and do some people or something. They always talk about it. Very good. They always talk about it, so they have that PR for it.
They get angry when you try to stop them doing it.
Oh, good. That's very good. They get angry when you try to stop them doing it, coming from a father as well. So, put your hands down. This is how we can tell. This is how we can tell when we got love for something else, and we love Vaheguru less than other things. Okay, we have less love for Guru than other things. Hanji, if you just move forward. Hanji, go back a bit. Okay, so the more you feed these sensory organs, the more they'll control your mind. Now, what I mean they control your mind is that the more you feed them with things, the more those things will actually get stored in there. As I said to you, eating, listening, all these things, they will lead to things being stored. But another fact that I want to share is with the eyes particularly, 80% of what your brain processes, 80% comes from your eyes. 80%. So your eyes, so whatever is in your brain, 80% of that has been taken in through your eyes. Not from your ears, not from your mouth, not from your hands or anything, but not from what you touch. 80% from what your brain takes in and what your brain processes is in your mind. Okay, it comes through your eyes, sorry. Okay. Now, the eye muscles are the most active muscles in the whole body. They're more active than any other muscles. And your eyes have over 2 million working bits and the ability to process 36,000 bits of information every hour. 36,000 bits of information every hour. Now, if you're sitting in front of the TV or sitting in front of the computer, now, okay, like give you an example. Now, you see films nowadays. Why are films so popular, like American films and Bollywood films and that kind of thing?
It might have the same thing to do with what people like, but say for wrestling, it might be a film about wrestling.
Okay, that's true. Anything else?
There are different genres that you kind of like.
Different types, okay. But if we think about the films, what is in that film that is really kind of why people like watching it? Yeah.
Is it like things that are popular in society?
Okay, things that people can relate to?
Maybe sometimes people like the actor who's playing it, so they think it's going to be a good thing.
Okay, the people actor, special effects. Special effects, okay, could be special effects. These kind of things, and that's what happens. Some people, they might hear a shout or they might hear a song or something, and they'll be singing that song. You know, I work with students and stuff, and they come into college and they'll be singing songs and that kind of thing. And the reason, and they don't even have any earphones on, is because that's got into their head. But this is another stimulus. We go back. This is another stimulus. So they're listening to something, and that's sending messages to their brain, and they're able to remember that thing. Okay. So we're filling our brain up. So we're filling up. How are we feeding our sensory organs? We're filling our sensory organs up with these kind of things. We're listening to certain types of music. We're watching certain types of things. I know people that literally they can't live without their phone. They don't even their life's not even that important. They're just like everything revolves around their phone. They can't be separated from their phone for a second. You know, they're just sending every text messages to people, their friends, like, oh, what are you doing? What are you eating? How's things? How's your mum? All that kind of thing, you know, what's we going to get out of that?
Even when they're sitting in the darbar, they're texting each other.
Yeah, even when they're sitting in the Gurdwara, they're sitting there sending every text message. Oh, come to London Hall. Oh, no, Mr. Nikita. Oh, no, you're not. You're texting me. All these kind of silly things. You know, people... you know what, there's a banda from education. He's one of the head people in education. He said that mobile phone for young people, he said, is the biggest disaster ever. He said that mobile phones for mobile phones for young people, he said that is the biggest disaster ever, because most of them, they don't even need it, but the thing is they've made it something that they need, and ultimately it's filled that gap in their lives, which that should have really been filled with like Bhagavati or something, or similar, or something better. I could, for my students, I can tell you, those that mess about with mobile phones, that can bring your grade down by 1 or maybe two grades. Okay, and I'm telling from I work in the industry, so I can tell you, people that use phones in class and stuff, that can bring your grade down by at least 1 or 2 grades. Okay. People be thinking about things like Facebook, me getting involved. I went to this camp, and this woman said to me, "Oh, Baji, you should get Facebook." I said, "Why?" And then she said, "Oh, what we do is people like who say bad things about Sikhi, we just like have a go at them. We just like write all bad things to them and that. We tell them we can shut them up. Because Baji, you know loads of that. You can like really shut them up on that." I thought, "Oh, nah, man, that team you're right. No, I'm alright." I thought I don't want to waste my time with that. And then this is like a grown woman. She's like about 35 years old, and she's telling me these like, especially coming from a kid or something. But so these things, like I said before, these are how we're feeding our sensory organs. Okay. Why is it that then that we can't focus on our part then? We're doing Simran, we're doing part. You come to the camp, maybe you haven't done part before, maybe you haven't done Simran before. Why can't you focus on it if you're filling your mind with these things? Anyone? At the back? Why can't you focus on your Simran? When you're doing Vaheguru Simran, why can't you think of Vaheguru? Haji? Okay, good, very good, Hanji. You might have seen a football match or something. Yeah. Okay, you might have missed a football match and you're thinking about, okay, yeah?
Because people don't do it enough to be attached to it.
Okay, so attachment. It comes back to that emotional attachment that we talked about. Now, when you die, are you going to be able to take Manchester United with you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh. Are you going to be able to take? Are you going to be able to take TV with you? No. Okay. So Guruji says that these are, if we get attached to these things, these are emotional attachment things that we can't take with us. Okay. So this is essentially, besides other things, I haven't included some other things that society chooses to attach themselves to. Now there's a Gurbani Shabd that I want to also mention, that if we're talking about Simran and if we can't focus on Simran, because this is written like, this is talking from examples of Guru Sahib time, let's try to put them into worldly concepts. for today. The pleasures of gold and silver, the pleasures of women, the pleasures of fragrance and of sandalwood, the pleasures of horses, the pleasures of a soft bed in a palace, the pleasures of sweet treats, and the pleasure of big tasty meals. These pleasures of the human body are so numerous. How can the Naam, how can Simran, how can remembering God find itself into our heart? Now, this is what Guruji says. The pleasures of gold and silver, the pleasure. Okay, what's the pleasure of gold and silver? What are we talking about? Yeah, money. Okay, wealth. These kind of things. The pleasure of women. Lust. Okay, that Guru Sahib's given that women, but that can be the other way around as well. The pleasures of men, thinking about the opposite gender. Okay, lust, relationships, that kind of thing. Yeah? The pleasure of fragrance of sandalwood. What does that mean? Okay, smells like what? What do you think? What's sandalwood? What is it?
Wood, but
But what? No, it's not sandalwood. What is it? Is it a nice smell, horrible smell? Okay, it's a nice smell. So we're talking about the smells of perfumes. We have the latest perfume, latest aftershaves, these kind of things, scents. The pleasure of horses. What's horses?
Horse, riding.
Yeah. What's Guru Sahib talking about horses? Transport. Yeah, transport. So people want in those days. People want to have the best horses. People want to have like the fastest horses, the nicest horses. Nowadays, people want to have the nicest cars. Okay. People want to have the nicest cars, nicest transport, that kind of thing. Guruji is saying a soft bed in a palace. What's that mean? How? Yes, sleep. Yeah.
where you be sleeping at camp, there's like a room, you get like a backache, so you want to sleep there.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I don't think Guruji's talking about this camp in particular, but yeah.
Luxury.
A luxuries, but Guru's talking about soft bed in a palace. What does that mean? Soft bed in a palace, yeah.
Oh, comfort. Yeah.
Comfort, yeah. What else?
Do whatever you want.
Big house. Want to have a big house. Want to have a massive bed, cracking lovely bed, nice comfortable everything, nice pillows, all this stuff. Yeah? Get you all comfortable. The pleasure of sweet treats and the pleasure of big tasty meals. What's Guru talking about that?
I mean, Muslim.
Huh?
You know what I mean?
Okay, all different types of food, different types of tastes. Okay, different types of tastes. Guruji says that we're looking for all these pleasures, yeah? Or society, the world, is looking for all these pleasures. Then, if your whole mind is full of all these, looking for all these pleasures, where are you going to put Naam in it? Where are you going to put Simran? What's Simran going to do for you? Your whole focus is on all these things. You want to have the latest cars, you want to have a nice house, this is how society is, honestly. You guys might, obviously you don't have your own houses and stuff. You don't own your own house, your parents own it. And you don't have your own cars and stuff. But those people that are, a lot of the elders in society, or a lot of people that are old enough, this is what their life revolves around. You know, money, lust, different nice smells. Remember we're talking about sensory organs as well. Pleasure of horses, cars, a nice house, nice different types of food. There's people that there, all they do is think about. Guruji says that people think that they think about they spend the whole night sleeping, and in the day they think about food. Oh, what we're going to eat them, what we're going to have for breakfast, what we're going to have for night time, dinner at night time. So all they're thinking about, there's one woman at my work, all she talks about is on what she's going to cook at night. And she's like sitting there, and she's like, oh, even on her break, she's like or researching recipes on the internet. So make even, what should I make? I made this last week. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, I can't eat that. Sorry, it's got 59 calories. So I'm only allowed to eat 50 calories. All these guys, all day thinking about that. So Guruji says that people spend the whole day thinking about these kind of things, and people's wasting their lives. So where's Simran going to be? So where's Simran going to be? I just wanted to add a side point. There's a line from Dasam Ram, and it says, "Natak chetak kiye ko kaja, prab logon ke avat laja." Now what used to happen is, before TV, in the olden days, before TV, they used to have something in India called, or around that area, they used to have something called Natak Chetak. And what they used to be is there used to be people, they used to come around the different villages and they used to do drama plays. They used to do drama plays and people used to sit and watch, like, they used to, like, you know how they have pantomimes and stuff like that. They used to do pantomimes, and because obviously there's no TV about, so they used to do pantomimes and they used to do all these things. And they used to play the roles of different actors and this, that kind of things, as goodies, baddies, all that kind of thing. So to keep people really engaged. Now, Guru Gobind Singh Ji saw this, and he saw that how people used to get transfixed. People used to get so obsessed with these things. Guru had the foresight to be like, you know what, this is going to happen in the future, definitely. Guru says, leave aside mimicry. These people that are doing these natak chetak, these dramas and stuff that are happening, you know, nowadays on Star Plus and all these other EastEnders, Falana, all that kind of thing. You know, how many, okay, people watch EastEnders, yeah?
Yeah.
Or no, I'm not saying you know, but people watch Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Okay, people watch like Star Plus dramas, let's say for example Auntie, sorry, or people watch EastEnders, sorry. It doesn't just end in that half an hour. They'll phone up their friends and say, oh my God, did you see what happened? This happened, that happened. Uncle's watching it as well, all these things. And then I said to my mum, I say that, oh, how's your Sahaj part? She goes that, Sanu kitne time milta hai. And then when it's dramas, that's it. No one can talk to her. Dramas coming on, that kind of thing. And she's watching it. Even like Amritalis, I see Amritalis, like, I went to this Amritalis woman's house and I was talking to her son there. And we were sitting and I was just watching her mum. She's into this drama. Proper, like, she couldn't, he was trying to talk to her, she couldn't hear anything. So Guruji says, leave aside these kind of things, natak, chetak and stuff like that. Guru says that the Guru's devotee, the Guru that's sick, unu sharma onda to do these galla. Unu sharma onda. They feel sharm about even talking about these things. Guruji says, okay? So like I said, this is Gurbani and stuff. And the problem, unfortunately, people say that TV dekhna, that's it. But when we take it back to the sensory organ, I just press that button. Forward. So when we think about this, our brain is processing that much information. Now we're trying to do 5-minute Simran and we're watching our such and such program for half an hour. Remember, when we're doing Simran, what sensory organ are we focusing on? Just put your hand up. Which sensory organ are we focusing on when we're doing Simran?
Mouth.
Our ears, okay? So we're saying with our mouth and ears. Our ears take in considerably less than 80% of the messages that go into our brain. Our brain our eyes take in 80%. So if we're watching this program and it's really focused, and we're really focused on that program, then when we're trying to do Simran, that's going to be in our head. Okay, that's why we're thinking about these things. Okay, because our ears taking like a lot less than 20%. So let's look forward. Oh, I should say this other thing as well. Just another side point about sort of spiritual sort of taraqi, advancement. Kabir sagat sangna kijiye jule jaye paal. Kabir, do not associate with the faithless cynics. Run far away from them. Okay? Another factor that we should consider with our mind, with our thoughts. Now somebody said that when you're doing Simran, one thing that can distract you can be your friends as well. Okay, can be your friends. Guruji says, if you touch a vessel stained with soot, like this person's got a hand that's got, like soot is like ash and stuff, like black ash. Some of the soot will stick to you. What's Guruji trying to say with this shot? What's Guruji trying to say with this shot?
It will come in your way.
Who?
Like, the episodes will disturb you while you're doing something.
Okay, yeah, but if we look at a bit deep, did you hear that?
No.
You did that. Do you want to say it a bit louder? Oh, you can't say that. Okay. So I didn't hear it fully myself, but I think Bangu said that if you hang around with bad sangat, that's going to have a negative impact on you. And then, as the Shabd says, that they'll leave a stain on you. Now, what do you think that stain might be? Anybody? What do you think? Leave a stain on you? What kind of stain? So, like, if I hang around with bad sangat, it's not going to leave a stain on my korda, is it?
Say that's when you marry your boss, that being judged or something, that they can bring that thing up, that oh your state.
Oh, okay. So maybe then there's something bad about you that might start telling people. Okay. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that.
Like people around you get I don't know, into the wrong kind of stuff. You get that will have to use off.
Okay, let me give you an example. In my course, I've got 215 kids, and there was 2 students that I got. They're very, very good students, and they're like good attendance and everything. And what happened was, I got a phone call to me saying that 2 of your students had just been arrested for beating some guy up in Hayes Town. And they stamped on him and jumped on his leg, and they're not sure if he's going to walk again. And I thought, well, that's a bit shocking. I thought, these are good kids. Well, how could they do that? I couldn't honestly, I couldn't really believe it that had happened. And then when I spoke to them because they weren't allowed in college, but I arranged for them to come in to do some work and stuff. And he said that, oh, we were just coming back from football, and then we saw some of our friends and they were in a fight. And we came and we sort of see what was happening. So we were just standing there. The next thing you know, we got arrested, and everyone started saying that we started beating some guy up. So these people were hanging around with the wrong place at the wrong time. They're hanging around with wrong people, the people that get involved in bad things, and they got done for it as well. So that stain now comes onto their character as well. Okay? Because they hang around with people that do bad things. Now, for example, I'll sometimes be walking down to my car, the car park, and they've got smokers area there, and I see some sitting, and he's just standing there next to other people's having a fag. And then people's thinking, obviously people's going to think that he smokes as well. Okay? So we have to really think about these kind of things. And Guruji says, stay away from those people that also have no faith in God. These people may start to say, oh, what's the point of you having that bag on your head and that? What's the point of you having all these things? You might as well just look like us, innit? Because what people will tend to behave like the sangha that they keep. Okay? So they might even lead to you losing your sikhi as well. That was just a side note. So let's have a look. How should we feed? Can you go back one? Oh, no, you go this. Okay. How can we feed our mind? How can we feed our sensory organs better? Okay. How can we feed our sensory organs better? I'll give you some examples here. Okay, I'll do this and then we'll link some questions, hopefully. So, Gurbani. Reading Gurbani. Looking at Guru, if you go forward now, just one more. Guruji says, this is a Shabd, and Guruji says, blessed and approved are those eyes that gaze upon the Guru. Okay, that's C. Gurbani. Blessed are those Blessed are those eyes that see Gurbani. Blessed are the eyes that see Gurbani. Okay? We can watch Sikh channel. Some of the time we could spend doing all these other things, watching other things on TV. We can sacrifice some of that and we can watch Sikh channel. What's this woman doing? She's doing like meditation or Simran, okay? We can spend more time, she's probably sleeping there. We can spend more time doing Simran, okay? Reading about Sikh history. Now, I specifically put this in because I watched the new Bhai Vijay Singh film. I don't know if you got it at the camp, but it's a really, really good film. And it's so inspirational, it's educational, and at the same time it's very, very inspirational. How the Gursikh of that time, how even the Musliman, they were that shocked at how much siddhat they got. Okay? What's this person doing here? Doing ardas, okay? Now, can anybody tell me what is ardas? What's ardas?
We're asking Maharaj for forgiveness if we made any mistakes.
Okay, we ask Guruji for forgiveness. But generally, what is ardas? What is it? Okay, is it just about thanking? Very good. Communication. That's the key thing. we have many examples. When sometimes I've been at Gurdwara and he comes up to me, oh, can you do Ardas for me, Father? Can you do Ardas? And then I say that you do it yourself, because but I don't know the words. I don't know, what the Gyani says. That I go, that's not just what Ardas is. I go, Ardas is you standing in front of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or you can be sitting in the Sangat and you just talking to Guruji. Okay, you're telling Guruji about your life, telling Guruji about your problems, a bit happy, thanking things. So you build that one-to-one relationship. See, other religions, they go through other God. Sikhi doesn't believe in that, okay? And same here, what's happened here? What's that? Kirtan, yeah? Hanji. So what am I talking about Kirtan? Why have I put Kirtan picture there?
Instead of like enjoying yourself in case you can enjoy yourself in Kirtan, like achieve it.
Okay, you can list to Kirtan, Hanji?
With Sangat.
Sangat is all Hanji first. If you can move on to the next one. Right, so Guruji says, blessed is that tongue that sings the praises, or that blessed, that tongue is very, very blessed, that sings God's praise, that does Vaheguru, or does Kirtan, or does a part. Blessed is are those ears that listen to Kirtan. Those ears are very, very blessed. Very, very blessed, and they're very sublime. Guruji uses sublime as a blended in the English translation, that listen to Kirtan. The eyes, I mentioned the things, and also the hands that write Gurbani, the hands that write Vaheguru, these kind of hands, they're very, very blessed as well. So Guruji tells us about how we should deal with, there's a lot of references in Gurbani about sensory organs, because Guruji recognizes that it's explained to us that these are the key. If we can control our sensory organs, then ultimately we can get a lot closer to Vaheguru, and it can help us concentrate a lot more. Okay? Okay, we can concentrate a lot more. If you go back to the sensory organs bit. That's it, okay. So, this was ultimately, I called this a talk, food for thought. Okay? Because when we're feeding our sensory organs these things, then they're going into our minds and they're controlling our thoughts. And more often than not, if we're not spending enough time in the other things, then we're not going to make so much progress in our Sikhi. Okay, can anybody tell me one thing that they've learned today? Anybody? One thing that you learned today? Yeah. Okay, instead of playing games, I'm not saying you should completely sacrifice it altogether, but you can certainly spend less time doing it and do Simran, yeah?
Concentrate more on Simran.
Okay, concentrate more on Simran. And how are you going to do Simran? How are you going to do Simran?
Sit back, close your eyes.
Close your eyes is key. Remember, 80% of the information that goes into our brain goes through our eyes. So that's going to definitely overpower what we're hearing. Okay? This is very important we keep our eyes closed. Sacrifice some of our time for Simran, very good.
Stay away from bad people.
Stay away from bad Sangat, very good, because they're going to lead us on a wrong path, yeah?
Don't get distracted.
Try not to get distracted. Now the key thing is, like, that's a good point you make. Now the biggest distraction that we have sitting there, eyes closed, hands together. What might happen? You're sitting in the Gurdwara or you're sitting at home, eyes closed, hands together, do Vaheguru, what might happen? Your mobile might vibrate or it might ring. So what do you think you could do? Yeah.
Put your mobile on silent or turn it off.
Okay, you can put it on silent, you can turn it off so it doesn't vibrate, Hanji.
Or leave it at home.
You can leave it at home. Sometimes I'll go to camps and I forget my phone, and I immediately think, oh no, I forgot my phone. But at the same time I think, oh thank God, it's like a handcuff. I've been released off a handcuff. Honestly, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes I've gone to Gurdwara, I don't even know how to get there. I left my phone at home. I don't know how to get there. And Guru's Kripa, get there. But in the end, I'm so grateful that I left my phone at home. Because all that's on the phone when I get home is just rubbish anyway. Andy, any questions, Sister Edward? Any questions? Because these things are very, very important for all people, but especially people of your age. Okay? These sensory organs things, they're very, very important. Guruji talks about that in your age and a little bit older than you, sensory organs are at their top focus. the top focus. So our brain is, that's why people say that little kids or younger kids, people, they're like sponges. They absorb information, absorb it, and it goes into their brain. So this is why it's very important at a young age we try to arm ourselves with as much Bhakti, as much Sikhi as we can, because later on, you know, these sensory organs, they'll wear down, and all we know is what we learned when we were younger, and then there's not much Sikhi there. You know, there's people, I meet people that now they're 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, they want to come into Sikhi, but they don't know nothing. So I don't know how to do Bhat, I don't know how to do Punjabi, I don't know anything. You know, when I was younger, I didn't have any chance and stuff, and that kind of thing, okay? So we have to try to take advantage of it. I remember when I was first coming to Sikhi, I was at, went to Bedford Gurdwara, where I was born, and there's a banda there, and he was clean, he was about 60, 70 years old, and he was cleaning the floor in the bar. It's like a carpet floor, and he's like had a rag, and he was cleaning it, proper cleaning it all over. And I asked someone, who's that guy, and he said that, oh, he's always here, he's always cleaning and everything, he's always cleaning. And they said to me, oh, do you know he used to be a proper sharabi? He's a proper sharabi. I said, oh, really? Okay. And then anyway, I went to do Makatig, and he called me over, and then he said, oh, you got Bana, and he goes, oh, you got Kishara. He says, oh, that's really, he goes, you're really, really lucky. You're really, really lucky that you found Sikhi at a young age. Because I spent 40, 50 years drinking. I spent 50, he's drunk so much that his vocal cords, some of them have been like messed up, and he does a counterpart role, but he can't do it in the day. He does it in the night when no one's there, because he talks like that, so he prefers, and they let him do Bhat in the evening or at night time, because no one will understand what he's saying. And he says that this has happened because of all the sharab that I've drank over the years. Because you're really lucky that you found Sikhi at a young age. Because don't waste it now. Because that you keep. He's still around. He still goes to the Gurdwara and still does sewa there and stuff. So that's what I'm saying to you. You know, I spent like 20 odd years of my life here. Haircut. I used to be a dole player. And my brother's a DJ. I used to be a DJ as well. He still does DJ, and all my family's they're all born there. They all still do DJ, but I chose that Guru's Kirpa, I chose this path. And like I said, they're still doing what they're doing and stuff. And like I said to you guys, this Sikhi path, you'll only realise the true benefit of it is when you actually start walking on it. Okay? Bhai Vijay Singh Ji.